Hey y'all, this is Annie, and I thought I'd do another one of those scentless musings for the Salt Mountain Melts pre-order that is happening Sunday, July 21st. It opens up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Mountain Time, so kind of check what that is compared to where you're located. I'm in Central Standard Time, so that'll be 3 o'clock in the afternoon for me. I am not going to go through all the information. I'll pause it. Y'all can read it. If you've never ordered from a Salt Mountain pre-order, I highly recommend familiarizing yourself with this. But there is something a little bit different this time that I'll briefly cover before getting into the scent list. Normally, she has it open for a set period of time, but this time she's closing when they reach capacity. This is not an unlimited pre order like she has been doing for the last 2 years. So, if you are worried about missing out, get on right when it opens and get your order in, just so you're on the safe side. Y'all can read the rest of this, the shipping information, the turnaround time. It'll be 10 or 11 weeks probably before you get your box. There's the policies. Y'all can read those. Okay. Every scent is going to be available in each of the 3 sizes. So souffles are approximately 4.5 ounces. Those are $7. Tubs are approximately 8 ounces. Those are $12.40. And those do come with a lid on them. And then loaves are approximately 12 ounces and they're $18.60. So let's go ahead and hop into the scent list. And I also, if you're not a part of the Facebook group already, I highly recommend joining that. There's lots of great information on there if you're curious about these scents. Lots of people who are making their lists, and also many people who are going to be able to post what their thoughts were on these scents if they've had them to melt before. I think that is really useful information. Get a bunch of different perspectives if you're not sure about something and these scents are new to you, because everyone's nose is going to be a little bit different, different scent preferences, and even just how things performed in our house can kind of affect our perception of a particular blend. So I recommend joining the group. Also, I know that at least one other person's doing a video or has done a video for this pre-order blend list. Lexi from Two Quick Wicks has already posted it. I haven't gotten a chance to go watch it yet, but that's on my to-do list before the pre-order happens, because I love hearing what she has to say about scents, and I know she's a big fan of Salt Mountain as well, so I recommend going over and watching her video as well if you are still working on your list. I'm sure she's got lots of good information. I know I'm going to be heading over there myself as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the list. There are returning scents, and there's also quite a few new scents. On the new scents, no one knows what those smell like or how they perform. Only Amanda knows. No one else has had the opportunity to melt them or smell them yet. But all the other scents that are returning scents, I have actually melted. Some of them I even remelted this past week, just because I wanted to see if they had changed a little bit, sitting longer, or just refresh my memory on them. So I will talk about those as I get into them. Top in. First up is apple crumble pie. This is warm apple slices, flaky pie crust, buttery crumb topping, cinnamon, and vanilla ice cream. I thought I had melted that, last fall, but I realized going through my collection earlier this week that I hadn't melted this one yet. So I pulled it out and I started melting this yesterday in my open concept. Y'all, it has gone for a day and a half, and I did take it out earlier today. It was amazing, really good performer for me. It wasn't like a powerhouse, but I wasn't struggling smelling it in here. And initially, it did smell mostly like a baked apple with cinnamon sugar in there, and that baked, cinnamon that you would use in baked goods. Um, as long as the longer it went, as it was melting, I started getting more of that buttery crumb topping. Not so much the pie crust, and I really didn't smell the vanilla ice cream when I was melting this, but I did start getting more of almost like an apple crisp topping. Um, it was really delicious, and I wasn't initially going to pick up more of this one, but I feel like this is such a good apple bakery scent for the fall and winter that I know I will melt this, and so I'm thinking about getting another loaf. Next up is Autumn Embers. This is pumpkin bread and caramel tobacco, charred pumpkin, roasted firewood, and cinnamon sugar graham crackers. This is a new blend. So I'm nervous about this one because charred, roasted, you know, those kind of notes make me worried it's going to be a little bit smoky to me, and I'm not a big smoky fan. And I'm also not the biggest pumpkin fan in fragrance. But I am still curious a little bit, and Amanda said it wasn't super smoky on the Facebook group. So just because I'm curious, I think I might get a souffle, but I know this is right up some of y'all's alley as far as scent preference. I know there's going to be a lot of people who love this one. Next up is another one that I've melted. This is Black Cat Society, and it's apple cider donut, sugar cookie, and blackberry. I'm so excited that this made back because this is one I have loved for years. And I was asking for it to come back for 2.5 years, y'all, and it had not been offered for a long time. And then last fall, it got offered. And y'all may recall on Instagram, I posted a whole reel and said, if you only get 1 cent from this pre-order, get Black Cat Society. It's not been offered in a long time, and it's amazing. And I'm so happy that a lot of y'all loved the ones that you got last year, because I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that that means it'll start coming back more regularly and it won't be another 3 years before we get it back, because I love this blend. It is so fantastic. Amanda's Blackberry, I've talked about this many, many times, but she just has a great blackberry scent. If you like the blackberry oil from Super Tarts, it's going to be very similar. I feel like it actually smells almost identical to that, and it's like a sugared blackberry, basically. Not floral, not candied, but if you had a fresh, juicy blackberry and you rolled it in some white granulated sugar, it kind of smells like that. And I'm here for all the blackberry blends that she wants to do. I just love that oil from her. And I'm also a big apple cider donut fan as far as scents go. The scent, though, is just such an amazing combination. It's very different than the typical fall fruity or fall bakery scents, and I like that because it kind of can break up a lot of the other things that I'll melt in the fall and winter. But honestly, you could melt this year round. It is so delicious. I popped it in earlier this afternoon after taking out the apple pie scent, and y'all, every time I've come in here or been in here in this room, I just keep thinking there is an apple blackberry cobbler in my oven that has just gotten to the point where it needs to be pulled out of the oven because it's filling the house with this amazing smell, and that it's ready to be eaten and be enjoyed. And I've been so disappointed because my oven is empty and it is just the scent melting. I love this one so, so much. And I did get 2 loaves in a tub last fall because I wasn't sure if it was coming back. But I want to go ham this fall melting this. So I don't necessarily need it, but I'll probably get another loaf in a tub maybe, because I don't want to be without this one. To me, it really does smell like an apple blackberry cobbler with just a hint of these warm fall baking spices. It's not spicy at all. It's just this hint and warmth that it gives to it. And it doesn't really smell exactly like sugar cookie to me. It smells more like a cobbler dough, like a cobbler crust, because her sugar cookie to me is a really creamy, rich, dense sugar cookie. And it reminds me of the cobbler crust that my mom used to make, which I wish that I still had the recipe for, because my mom would make this cobbler crust that was almost like somewhere between a sugar cookie and a pie crust dough. And it was really thick. She'd roll it out and put it on the bottom and then put the filling like peach cobbler or apples, or, she would make blackberry and mixed berry cobblers, and then put the crust on top and sprinkle granulated sugar across the top. But that bottom crust, where the juices have like absorbed into the nooks and crannies of the crust and gotten kind of like gooey. They're not raw, but they're sort of like doughy because they're just laden with fruit juices in the baking process. And there's just like this hint maybe of cinnamon. That's what this smells like to me. And I seriously just need to probably make an apple blackberry cobbler to scratch this itch, because smelling this afternoon has made me so hungry. So if you like fruity or bakery scents, you have to try this one. It's available in a souffle. Pick it up and just give it a shot. Next up is Bump in the Night, and this is lavender, coconut milk, and pink sugar cookie. So this is not like groundbreaking as far as the lavender scent, but it's a really good one. I like that it's a little bit different of a lavender with that lavender coconut milk oil. And I feel like you don't encounter that one quite as often mixed with bakery scents. You tend to get more like the lavender marshmallow or some of the other lavender oils. So I kind of like that coconut milk note in here. If you've not had lavender coconut milk, it's not like sun-tanny at all. The coconut is more like creamy in there, and it doesn't even necessarily smell like straight up coconut. It's just a creamy note to the lavender, in my opinion. But if you've had the lavender coconut milk from Rose Girls, it's going to smell very similar to that oil. Or if you had Seaside Serenity earlier this year from Salt Mountain Melts, she used lavender coconut milk in that blend also, which I need that one to come back, by the way. That smells phenomenal. I put that in just a little bit ago into the bedroom, and oh my gosh, why did I not get more of that one? Amanda did an amazing job. Anyways, that was a sidebar. So that lavender coconut milk is really pretty. It's a sweet lavender. It's not really herbal. And then she has this combined with the pink sugar cookie. That is not pink sugar and sugar cookie. Pink sugar is a single oil. And so it's going to smell a little bit different than what you might expect if you've only had the Aquilina dupe the pink sugar oil in blends. It's less perfumey and really more just kind of a sweet note that does kind of lean cotton candy-ish. And I know that pink sugar, the perfume, is supposed to be a cotton candy, but it does have other notes. There's some fruity notes like lemon and raspberry and some caramel notes in there that can kind of come out. This is a softer sweetness with the cookie, and this is a really good blend for bedtime. Is it a groundbreaking scent that you'll never find anywhere else? No, but it is really nice. I enjoyed melting it. It's not the strongest throwing lavender that I've had from Amanda so far, but I did feel like it was a decent performer. And when I remelted it earlier this week, I popped it in for a few hours before bedtime, and when I woke up in the morning, I could still smell it in the room. So I feel like that's pretty decent for something that's, a bedtime melt that I can still smell it in the next day. Do I need more of it? Probably not. I have somewhere around 3 or 4 dozen different lavender blends, I believe, in my collection. So I don't necessarily need that right now, but I'm tempted to pick up another souffle and enjoy it another time as well. So I don't know, we'll see. It is a pretty popular one too. It doesn't come back every year, but it's been about 18 or 19 months since it was last offered, because it was last offered in December of 22, if you remember that pre-order that she had right before Christmas. So if you don't get it this time, don't worry, it'll come back again. Like most of these scents, they'll come back eventually. Next up is Burning Berries. This is a new scent, and this is blackberry, burning leaves, smoked vanilla, and marshmallow fireside. I mean, she has me sold with the blackberry in there right off the bat. I am nervous about the burning leaves and the smoked vanilla a little bit, because again, the smoky notes, I'm not always the biggest fan of, but I trust her with her blackberry. I have yet to have a blackberry blend from Amanda that I have not wound up loving. So this is probably going to wind up being a tub, even though I'm nervous about it. Next up is Coven. This is Palo Santo, Marshmallow Fireside, and Powdered Donut. This is one that, super popular blend probably one of the most popular blends from Salt Mountain Melts. Lots of people love this one. It's Palo Santo, Marshmallow Fireside, and Power Donut. If you have not tried her Palo Santo, it's a really good one. It definitely leans more on the woodsy side with just like a little bit of smokiness in there, but it's definitely not heavy smoky. It's also not incensey or like heavy masculine. I do find it a little more masculine leaning than the L3 or the Teddy B's Palo Santo, if you're familiar with those two, but it is one of the Palo Santos that I really enjoy melting. This blend will then have the smokiness amped up just a little bit because of that marshmallow fireside note in there. And then there's the powdered donut, which to me smells like one of those baked cake donuts that has like a hint of nutmeg or cinnamon in there. It's not like heavily spiced or anything. There's just like a tiny hint of it in the batter of these cake donuts, and then it's rolled in the powdered sugar. I feel like this is predominantly Palo Santo, but this is definitely got more bakery in it than the Lodge does, for example. The Lodge has the Palo and milk and cookies, and that one's more of a creaminess added to her Palo Santo and not really very much bakery in it. This one, I can smell the bakery, but it's still quite heavy on the Palo side, in my opinion. I am curious though. I think that perhaps other people get more bakery from this particular blend than I do because my house just struggles with a lot of vanilla bakery oils, with them throwing very well. And if you live in a house where a lot of vanilla bakery does fairly well for you, you might get more of the powdered donut in this than I do. So just keep that in mind, kind of based off of your experience with your home and your warmers. And if vanilla struggles in your house a lot, like it does for me, then you might find this smells predominantly Palo Santo for you. That being said, this one is such a popular blend. It is one of those ones you just have to try at some point if you like Palo Santo oil or blends, just to see if you'll love it because this is such a favorite for so many people. I don't need tons of it. I'm kind of in between getting a tub or a souffle. I'm still kind of on the fence which side I need this one in because I enjoy her Palo Santo, but I'm not someone that can melt Palo Santo every day or even really every week. And so I don't get through my Palo blends like very quickly. But I do plan on picking up more of it because I'm down to like half of an ounce of what I have left, and I would like to melt it again. Next up is Evil Queen, and this is Cider Lane whipped cream and sugar cookies. Yes, I am so glad this has finally come back. The last time I saw this was in fall of 21, and I have been saving, I think I have like half of a loaf left of this that I have been letting myself like melt it once a year because I did not want to run out. And I know it's kind of a basic scent. It's not like earth shattering, but it's so good. In the fall and the winter, I love melting cider lane scents. So this does smell like the Bath and Body Works Cider Lane, that caramel apple scent, and then I do find when it is melting, you do get some of that sugar cookie note, which is that dense, kind of rich, creamy, almost like sugar cookie dough to me. Her sugar cookie oil is just so fantastic. I like want it in everything. So it may smell just like it's cider lane on cold, but just let it sit for a little bit and give it a chance melting it because that sugar cookies will start coming out. It's a really good performer, and I'm just so happy to have this back. I can finally finish up the last little bit of the loaf that I have, and I'll probably get 2 loaves of this one just because I don't have actually a ton of cider lane in my collection right now, and I really love melting it in those seasons. So I'm definitely stocking up and happy to have it back again. Next up is a new blend. This is a blend suggestion of Candace, and it is called Falling Apples. It's mac apple, iced vanilla woods, roasted pine cones, and vanilla pound cake. I like mac apple. I like pound cake scents. The roasted pine cones oil, I know that is like super, super popular right now, but it's similar enough to like a Christmas tree scent that it's not something I'm like rushing out and needing like every possible variation mixed with. And the biggest thing about this blend that I am kind of on the fence about is that iced vanilla woods. I know there's been a lot of people loving that the last like year or two, but every time I have melted something with the iced vanilla woods, I have had to take it out within like an hour, hour and a half, because it starts giving me a headache, and it is like super cologne territory to my nose. So I'm hoping this blend has that dialed back a lot, because I like the idea of the combination of the other notes in here. That one just kind of has me nervous. There's, these particular oils like Salty Sea Air and Fizzy Pop and Iced Vanilla Woods. They're kind of like narcissist oils. That's what I kind of call them to myself, where they just like to, whenever they're in a blend, they like to make the blend all about them. And I think they're probably very challenging to work with as far as creating blends where they don't wind up just like overpowering everything else. So I'm going to get this because I believe that Amanda is really good at blending things, and I am really curious to see how she takes this combination. And I might be super surprised, and it might be a blend that I like the Ice Vanilla Woods in. So, for that reason, I think I'm going to get a souffle. We'll see. But I know there is going to be people who will love this one. It's just not fully my scent preferences. Next up is another blend, and this is a new one called Fall Farmhouse. This is spiced pumpkin, forest pine branch, and fresh fall air. I don't really know anything about this beyond the scent notes that are listed here, but I'm intrigued with that kind of evergreen, woodsy, kind of fresh air note and the spiced pumpkin. I don't normally like spicy pumpkin scents, but I'm curious, so I'll probably get a tub in this one, because I don't want to get it and then be like, oh wow, I love this. Why did I not get more? I feel like if I get a tub, that gives me enough to at least like melt it more than once or twice, if I find that I love it. And I'm definitely very, very intrigued by this one. Next up is Hungry Ghost. This is pumpkin pecan waffles, sugar cookie, and toasted marshmallow. Man, this comes back every single fall, and it comes back for a reason. This is such a great blend. If you have not tried it and you like pumpkin pecan waffles, this has got to be one that you put on your list. She has a great pumpkin pecan waffles oil. It doesn't really pull that maple note that certain pumpkin pecan waffles have. And I like how the sugar cookie and the toasted mallow really just kind of help cut through some of the heavy sweetness that pumpkin pecan waffles can have. You'll smell on cold, it'll smell mainly like it's pumpkin pecan waffles, but when you melt it, that sugar cookie and the toasted marshmallow will come out, and this is just so delicious. It's a really good performer, and I think I'm on my last loaf of it. I've seen this one come back every year, so I'm kind of on the fence if I want to go ahead and pick up another loaf to get it curing, in case I also finish up the loaf that I have right now for next fall, because I melt this every fall. I'll probably get a tub or loaf. I'm not too worried because it does come back every year, and this is like the 4th year that I've seen it, so we'll see. I'm definitely going to get at least some, because I plan on like letting myself melt as much as I want of the loaf that I have in case I feel in the mood. But excellent, excellent blend. Again, it's a super popular one, and if you love Salt Mountain Melts, bakery blends. It's one that you should eventually try at some point at least. Next up is another new blend. This is Pumpkin Circus Cookies, and this is Sweet Pumpkin and Circus Animal Cookies, and this is another new blend suggestion by Candace. Way to go, girl. Circus Animal Cookies is not the cherry blend. This is the like vanilla bakery one, which I've had really decent performance with in my house actually, and it smells so good. I have not actually melted the Circus Animal Cookies blend though in a while, so I probably should have done that before making this video and reminding myself exactly like the notes that come out on it. But I just remember really liking it. It's like a vanilla cookie scent, but it's not just sugar cookie. It's got more to it and it's really delicious. With the pumpkin, it sounds like this is not going to be like a super spicy pumpkin. I'm intrigued by this. I don't love pumpkin bakery or spiced pumpkin scents. So I don't think I need a lot, but I will probably go ahead and just get a tub in case I find that I really enjoy it, because I'm more of an apple person in the fall and winter for, the apple versus pumpkin debate. But I do like melting pumpkin periodically. So in the course of like the fall, I might melt pumpkin 3 or 4 times. And if I like this scent a lot, I want to be able to have more than just a souffle on hand to enjoy. Next up is another new blend, and this is smoked lavender, and this is French lavender, black amber, marshmallow fireside, and toasted marshmallows. And initially, when I saw the name of this smoked lavender, I thought, oh no, this is going to be like super smoky. But then if I sit back and I look at the actual notes, marshmallow fireside is really not that smoky of an oil. And then toasted marshmallow is more just like creamy, toasty marshmallows. It's not really smoky either. So I don't think this is actually going to be smoky beyond what the level of smokiness that marshmallow fireside has. And what I'm really excited about is the French lavender black amber. I believe this is a single oil that is a lavender black amber oil. I've only had this in one blend before, and it was mixed with palo, so it's hard fully to know what it would smell like exactly on its own, but it's definitely a herbal leaning lavender. And the lavender black amber that I've had in the past also smelled like it had a little bit of a woodiness to it and sweetness in the herbal lavender. I feel like this is going to be so pretty, honestly. And the creaminess of the toasted marshmallow and the marshmallow fireside and those vanilla notes in there and a little bit of the smokiness, I have a feeling that this is going to be amazing. And normally if it's a new blend, especially something that says smoky in there, I like go souffle or tub, but I think I'm gonna get a loaf of this one because I know that that lavender and black amber oil is just beautiful, and this whole combination sounds like it's just going to be amazing. I cannot wait to smell this. So yeah, I think I'm going to get a loaf on this one. Let me know down below if you've had the lavender black amber oil. Do you feel like it's got like a woody note in there, and how would you describe that? Because I have not had that on its own, and I'm not probably the best person to describe it. I just remember it was very pretty. Next up is Strawberry Woods, and this is iced vanilla woods, strawberry pound cake, and buttercream. So I actually melted this for the first time earlier today in the bedroom because I just wanted to give it a chance and not judge it based off of cold. So like I was saying before, the iced vanilla woods is just an oil that kind of, my nose just doesn't like it. I can't melt it for very long before it starts kind of giving me a headache. And if you're unfamiliar with iced vanilla woods, the oil, it is a Bath and Body Works scent. It is a vanilla musk with ebony wood, so it's like a smoky woodiness with vanilla musk, and there is a lavender note in it. It does smell, very masculine to me. And I was nervous that this would melt and be, 99% iced vanilla woods because I've melted strawberry musk from Lavender and Speckles before, and it was almost entirely just iced vanilla woods to my nose. I had to take it out before I'd even gotten it melting for an hour just because it was so overpoweringly strong, and just too much for me. And it just didn't have really much strawberry pound cake to find when I was melting in there. So I will say Strawberry Woods, when it's melting, there is more noticeable strawberry pound cake. It's still very strong on the iced vanilla woods, but I wasn't having to hunt for that strawberry pound cake note. And so, if you've melted strawberry musk in the past and you've liked it, then you will possibly like this one as well. Or if you've melted strawberry musk in the past, but you wanted something with a little bit more of the bakery note in there, then I would encourage you to maybe give this one a try because it definitely has more bakery present when it's melted. For me, it's not a repurchase just because it was starting to give me a headache as well. And I just think this particular oil is one that, I can't really melt much of. But I know this is really a popular oil, so if this is an oil you love, then definitely give this one a try. Next up is another returning scent. It's not been offered since fall of 21, and this is the Orchard House. It's log cabin, baked apples, and crisp air. Now she does not have a lot of the fragrance oil in, so this one will probably sell out before she even closes, and the oil has been discontinued, so she can't order more. I melted the last that I had of this last year. So it's been a little while since I've melted it, but I did really enjoy this blend. It is a woodsy, kind of fresh apple scent. It's not an apple bakery. I believe Amanda said it was like a cedarwood note. Honestly, I can't remember if it smelled like cedarwood necessarily to me because everything was blended very well, and when I melted it, I wasn't thinking, oh, this smells like cedarwood, but I believe her if she says there's cedarwood in there. I did enjoy it. I'm going to pick up more of this one and really hope that I can get some because I liked enough to actually care about getting some more of this one. I'm hoping that there's enough oil though for everyone to get to try it who wants to try because it was a really unusual, different type of scent, and I feel like you could melt this into the winter also. It's not just a fall fresh scent. And I will say the apples, it's not like heavy on the apples. It's not going to be like super sweet. It's definitely more of like a fresh woodsy type scent with some apple in it. All right, moving on to the last one, Twin Flame. This is also a returning scent. It is vanilla birch, campfire marshmallow, and sugar cookie. Oh my goodness, this is so good. When I first got this, I think this was a new blend last fall, but when I first got it, it was really strong on the vanilla birch. And then earlier this week, I decided to go ahead and pull it out and melt it when I saw that it was on the list. And in that period of time of it sitting, the sugar cookie and the campfire marshmallow have really had a chance to develop within the blend. And it has that rich vanilla gooey marshmallow and the sugar cookie note in there with the vanilla birch. This is just amazing. It went from, do I need more of this? I don't know. I really love vanilla birch scents to, I think I might get 2 loaves. Vanilla birch, if you've not tried it, it's kind of sweet, perfumey vanilla note with a little bit of that vanilla muskiness, and birch, which is a kind of earthy, dry, woody note. Sometimes it almost smells a little bit like a hint of soil in there. And I know that sounds weird, but it's a beautiful, beautiful oil. And I have liked vanilla birch for a while, but last fall and winter, I really started just loving it. And I know that Amanda does a beautiful job blending with vanilla birch scents. And this was, definitely not a surprise with how beautiful this scent is because that sugar cookie, that rich vanilla kind of gooey denseness and the marshmallowiness in here with the vanilla birch. It was just amazing. It was great performer. I did change it out before going to bed that night, but it could have kept going on. Now, campfire marshmallow I have never tried on its own. So let me know down below if you've tried it by itself. Do you get an actual smokiness? Because this is the second blend I believe that I've ever had it in, and none of the times I've had it have I really noticed like a smokiness. It's been almost more marshmallowy than Marshmallow Fireside is, and even less of that perfumey smoky note than Marshmallow Fireside has. So I'm curious if it's like that for others, or if I'm just kind of missing a smoky note in here that I should be picking up on. But anyways, beautiful, beautiful scent. I am so excited to get more of this one. I'm really glad I made the list also. So yeah, what are y'all most excited about picking up? Are there scents on this list that you have tried that you are like so excited they're back and you're going to be stocking up again on? Or what about the new blends? Are there any of these that you are like, this is my must have scent from this list? I've got to get this new blend. Let me know down below. And just remember that the pre order opens at 2 o'clock Mountain Time, and it does close probably early if she reaches capacity. So try to get on and place your order, sooner rather than later on Sunday afternoon. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and good luck shopping the pre order. Thank y'all for watching.